Hello, gorgeous people. It's Lola, and today we're going to talk about hormones and the emotional turbulence that comes with them. I'm not a medical expert by any means. This is something that I've been talking about with friends and clients that are experiencing this, and I myself have experienced this in the past, and I have used energy modalities such as tapping to move through this. Be sure to grab your favorite beverage or water, preferably, to be hydrated, because when we tap, we want to be hydrated to get the stuff moving, because we're moving the stagnant energy and the beliefs that do not serve us out of our bodies. And I also have my iced coffee here, because one beverage is never enough for me. Usually I prefer 2 to 4, but just 2 today. Many of us, for various reasons, experience fluctuations in our hormones, which very often contribute to a challenge in controlling our emotions. And when we have unprocessed things, when we have trauma, this is all twisted up. Okay. When we have undealt things within us, and just the belief system that's in our society that we cannot control our thoughts and our feelings, especially when it comes to our hormone fluctuations. We've got a lot of things, all ideas and beliefs and perceptions, that we can't do anything about this, which is BS, okay? Total BS. We have control over our actions. We have control over our emotions and our thoughts. Things may come up and we have the choice on what we do with them. That is right there. That's where the control begins. And I'm going to talk more about my own experience with this to maintain people's confidentiality. I started pre-menopause like 2.5 years ago. It's like 36, 37 when it started. And for me, right before my cycle, it was uncontrollable sadness, and it was debilitating. It was to the point where I just really couldn't function. I would just sob hysterically for days before my cycle started. There were times when I couldn't even have a conversation. I would just cry and cry and cry. And I worked with a naturopath to support my hormones being in balance. But it wasn't just that. It was the belief system that we're taught that we don't have control over how we feel and how we act because of our hormones. And it was also this massive opportunity to really look within every month that those hormones got wonky and my emotions got wonky. It was my internal being, my inner child, my soul, my higher self saying, hello, there's this stuff, please look at it and do something about it. And I know for a lot of people, one, they may not know that that is an option. If you're watching this, you know it's an option now. You can look at it, you can deal with it, you can change it. Or two, a lot of people understand that these emotions are surfacing, either the extreme sadness and depression, and I know from my personal experience and from talking to some people that it's even gotten to like the day or the 1 to 2 days before someone's cycle starts, that there's almost like suicidal ideology. And then there's the other side of the spectrum where people have rage and just cruelty coming out of their mouths about themselves, about other people. It's either turning inward, the sadness, the depression, the just curling up, or the outbursts. That's what I've seen, and both of those are opportunities to look at what is at the foundation of those emotions. When you are able to get clarity on what you're feeling, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling anger, I'm feeling rageful, I'm feeling neglected, I'm feeling abandoned, whatever feeling you got there going on, you have the opportunity to go deeper, to journal about it, pop your phone up, hit record, make a video to yourself, make an audio to yourself, talk to a trusted companion. There's many opportunities and different ways to work through those emotions to get to the foundation of what's going on. I'm not going to go into depth into those today, because that could be a very long video. There are times when that seems impossible. And when we are in the thick of an emotion, whether that be sadness, rage, feeling abandoned, we are deep in it and we feel that we can't move forward or move out of it, that there's no hope, tapping will get us right out of there so that way we can lovingly and productively work through what is going on. And that is what this tapping is going to be about. So, drink your water, be hydrated. Even if you're not experiencing this intense emotion because of hormones right now, you will benefit from this tapping. It is always, if you are experiencing these fluctuations and feeling out of control, this is a really good tapping to do when you're not feeling that way, because it's going to work on those beliefs that you cannot control what is going on, that you just have to live with what's going on, because that is not true. Western medicine wants you to believe that so that way they can make their money. You can do it on your own. You can do it with support. You are in control. So, let's get to it. I love these necklaces. Get this tangled. Even though I feel out of control right now, I'm going to choose to deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I feel like I am in a complete chaotic state, I'm going to choose to love, accept, and forgive myself right now. Even though my heart is beating fast, these emotions are intense, and I don't know what things are going to look like when I'm done with this tapping. I'm choosing to deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself right now. I hear it all the time, that I can't do anything about my emotional state with the fluctuations of my hormones. I'm told that it's just something I need to live with. I'm told to pop a pill or take some kind of prescription to try to alleviate this torture that I'm experiencing because of my fluctuation in hormones. Sometimes I feel out of control. It's almost like something comes within me and takes over my functional mind. And I feel like nobody understands me. I feel like I can't express how I feel. Partly because I don't exactly know what I feel. I just know it feels really intense and uncomfortable. I see how it affects the people around me. I don't like that. I see it affects pretty much all of my relationships in a negative way. Sometimes I say and do things that I really don't mean. Sometimes I get so sad that I don't know that I'm going to be able to go on. Sometimes I feel so much anger that I throw something. And I'm going to choose to completely love myself. Because I know that those intense situations, those intense emotions, they're opportunities for me to look within, understand myself, release something, change a belief, and love myself even more. But I know I've got to change the intense sadness, the intense anger, because it's coming out in ways that are hurting myself and hurting people around me. And I'm not okay with that. I'm here doing this tapping because I know that I have control over myself. I know that this idea that I just have to live with what's going on is total bullshit. I'm not subscribing to it. I reject the idea that I cannot change this. This just feels really heavy because it's a really big deal. I'm really hurting people and myself. I feel like I make some steps forward, and then the intense emotions come, and I feel like I destroy stuff. It's like I'm a raging bull running through the world, just destroying whatever I come in contact with. And it's not who I am. That's not how I want to live my life. And I don't have to. When the intense emotions come up, I'm going to choose to sit with them. I'm going to choose to feel them because it is safe to feel my feelings. It is safe for me to work through my feelings, whether that's journaling, making a video, or audio. I can use some good journal prompts of some good questions to understand what I'm really feeling, to know what I'm really sad about, to know what I'm really angry about. And if I feel abandoned, rejected, misunderstood, alone, those are all opportunities that I choose to see, hear, know, and love and comfort myself. It's no one's responsibility to understand me, but my own. And when I feel alone, that's not true, even though I'm feeling that. I can ask my inner child, what do you need? What can I give you? Because most often when I'm feeling alone and abandoned, that's my inner child needing and wanting to be seen, heard, and loved. And as an adult, it is my responsibility to see, hear, and love myself and my inner child. Hormone fluctuations are intense. They most definitely tie right back into my childhood. They tie into my authentic self. And they tie into all the times and all the different ways that I've silenced my truth and contorted myself to try to be someone that I'm not. And that brings me the opportunity for forgiveness. Because at every and any given moment in my life, I was doing the best that I knew. All the times that I tried to be someone I'm not, to fit in and be loved, I was doing my best to try to get my needs met. I wasn't fully aware that I could meet my own needs. Maybe I wasn't fully aware of who I am, and I was just trying on different things to see who I was. And that's okay, because I choose to completely love, accept, and forgive myself. I've always been doing the best that I know to do. And now, right now, I know to do some things a little bit differently. Just going to take a deep breath, because this is some big, heavy stuff, and I don't need to carry the heavy stuff. I can release it. When I feel abandoned and alone, I know that that is my opportunity to show up for myself. I'm no longer going to take my feelings out on the people around me, because they are doing the best that they can. And maybe their best isn't what I want or need in that moment, and that is okay. Because I choose to meet my needs. I choose to understand myself. I choose to love myself completely. I choose to forgive myself completely. And when I notice that first explosive feeling coming on, I'm going to kindly excuse myself from anyone's presence. And this idea seems a little scary to me. It actually kind of feels really scary to me. To go through those intense emotions alone, I don't think I can do that. What if I fall apart? What if I totally break down? What if it's not breaking down? What if it's breaking through? Maybe I need to feel these feelings through alone with myself, where I'm safe and where I'm not unkind or unloving or cruel to anyone, including myself. And as I feel these feelings through, I'm going to receive such clarity on what I really need. And with the clarity comes an understanding of what I need and how to provide that to myself. If I need to cry and sob hysterically with snot running down my face and tears everywhere, I'm going to allow myself to do that with my own company, loving myself, and knowing and understanding I'm doing my best. And that these feelings are going to pass. And I'm going to walk through this darkness and into my own light. Because every intense emotion that is coming up, even if it's caused by hormones, is an opportunity to live authentically in my truth and to love myself more than I ever have. I'm never alone. I always have myself. I always have the energy of all. And I always have the universe, God, angels, and any higher powers that I believe in. When I'm afraid of going through emotions alone, that's my inner child who's scared. I have the opportunity to choose to show up for my inner child lovingly, in a safe way, to say, hey, I've got you. I'm the adult here, and you can feel whatever you're feeling. It is safe. It is safe to express to me what you are feeling. I want to know what you are feeling, so that way I can help you. So that way I can love you. Because every time I help you and love you, I'm helping and loving myself. I'm going to choose to look at this journey as opportunities to step deeper into my authentic self, to be my most radiant, loving, successful self. I choose to move through these emotional, turbulent times, whether they're caused by hormones or anything else, in the most loving way possible. I choose to do no harm to myself or anyone else. I have complete control of what comes out of my mouth. And I'm making a promise to myself and my inner child that when I feel those intense emotions come up, I will immediately excuse myself from anyone's presence and allow myself to feel my feelings and love myself with kindness through them. It is only my responsibility to show up for myself. It is my responsibility to understand myself, to know myself, and to heal thyself. And as a higher conscious adult, I choose to take full responsibility of myself and my actions and my life. I choose now to completely and deeply forgive myself for the things that I have said and done during my emotional outbursts and the extreme, intense emotions that have come with my hormonal fluctuations. I'm going to choose to forgive myself for what I have said and done to other people. And I'm going to make an amends and take responsibility. I choose to live freely as my authentic self, which means taking responsibility for what I feel and how I act. And even though it might seem like a really big thing, it isn't. Because once I practice it a few times and have my daily practice of journaling and going inward, it's going to become a habit, and it's just going to become who I am. And before I know it, I'm going to be looking back and kind of laugh about how intense things were and how I kind of thought I couldn't get through it. But wow, here I am now, being the most loving, authentic self that I can be, causing great waves of love in the world, taking complete responsibility for myself, my thoughts, my actions, and my emotions, living my best life in my truth. And as I look back, I realize it was easy when I I allowed it to be easy. I am so grateful that I have chosen to take complete radical responsibility of myself, to use the power that I have within to live my most authentic life. I love myself. 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 I love myself more every day. I love who I am. I love my journey of life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take a deep breath. Be sure to drink a lot of water after that tapping. You got a lot of energy moving around. You released a lot of things, and you brought in a lot of good beliefs and good practices. Thank you for doing this tapping. Thank you for choosing to live in your authentic self. Thank you for taking responsibility for yourself. You are an inspiration, and you have such great impact on this world. I love you. Be sure to check me out on Instagram at exololapal and at lolapal.com. Bye!